Hello, everybody, and welcome to Borderland MMA, the only place you ever need to go on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Pornhub, wherever, for your favorite MMA videos. I'm not on that last one, probably. Anyway, wow, what a weekend we had, huh? We had UFC 311 last weekend. Islam Makhachev versus Renato Moicano. I don't want to talk about it. Islam did exactly what I knew he was going to do and submitted Moicano in the first round. And then we had the banger Umar Nurmagomedov versus Merab. Amazing fight. And in my opinion, I'm gonna do a video on this after this one. We got two new goats in two new weight classes, which is pretty cool. Anyway, today we're gonna be going over what should happen, like the matches that we're gonna make for these guys going forward, whether they win, lost. I'm gonna be doing everyone on the main card plus a little bonus at the end. You know who you are. Um, and yeah, so let's just get right into it. We have Islam Makhachev to start off with, the championship of the champion of the lightweight division, and now, in my opinion, the GOAT of the lightweight division. He dominated Renato. He, in my opinion, would have done the same thing to Armin. I think that no one beats this guy. I think maybe one person beats this guy, but we're gonna get to it. But I don't think anyone beats this guy. Do I want to see the Armin rematch? The Armin rematch. Yeah, I do. I want to see it rebooked. I want to see it rebooked right away. If Dana White hadn't come out and said that they're not doing that, he would be in this spot, and he kind of is. Let's just get into it. So for him, for his next fight, I think he should fight the winner of Armin Tsarukyan and Charles Oliveira 2, since Dana White said that he is not doing Armin versus Islam 2 right away for whatever fucking reason. Probably. Listen, that was a bad Dana White. Uh, I don't even know how to do a Dana White impression. How do I sound stupid and bald? What the fuck are you guys even talking about? Armin? What was the question? Armin? Armin Tsarukyan? Nah, man, he broke his back trying to flirt with the hoes. Fuck that guy. He's trying to impress Nina Drama. Fuck that guy. He does not like Armin Tsarukyan right now. Um, so I think that he's going to run back Charles Oliveira versus Armin Tsarukyan too. I think it's going to be a 5-rounder, and I think that'll change things. I don't think it'll matter because I don't think Charles beats Islam, but I do think that he's going to run it back. And I do think Charles does win this, which is unfortunate for Armin because he did earn that title shot, and now it's being ripped away by Dana White because Armin hurt his back. But yeah, I think they should run this back. Armin called for it on Twitter, so we'll see. But there is a caveat. There's a specific person that I would rather see Islam face next, and if I can't see that, as unrealistic as it would be, I want him to be the backup fighter for this fight. Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria, in my opinion, is the only man who could beat Islam Makhachev. I truly believe that Islam Makhachev is amazing. He's the best lightweight to ever do it. He's one of, if not the best fighters to ever do it. He's the most well-rounded. He has amazing wrestling, obviously amazing Brazilian jiu-jitsu, amazing. I'm just gonna say it, amazing striking. There's not an area in which Islam Makhachev is weak in, but his weakest is the striking. And he was taking hits from Dustin Poirier that if it were Ilia Topuria, Islam Makhachev would be unconscious. Ilia Topuria can knock out Islam Makhachev. He can. He's not going to get submitted by Islam. He's not going to get taken down and smudged by Islam. He might. But if Islam comes out with the performance that he had against Volk, against even Dustin Poirier, Ilia Topuria will take his head clean off and become a double champion. I don't want that. Because you know what that means? He's the GOAT of featherweight. He surpasses Alex. I don't want that. But yeah, that's what I think. Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria should be next. But it probably won't happen. So Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira or Armin Tsarukyan, whoever wins that rematch. And now we're on Money Moik. Money Moik had a tough performance this weekend against Islam, got submitted in the first round, but of course he stepped up on one day's notice. He was supposed to be fighting Beneil Dariush, who, in his own respect, is one of the best grapplers in the world, but he's not Islam Makhachev. I mean, let's be serious. He's not Islam. So all respect to Moicano. I don't feel like Moicano lost anything in this. I feel like he got a lot. He got paid a lot. He increased his name value, and he is in a very good spot. I think he's in a better spot than he was before this weekend. But who's fighting him next? What's next for him? Where does he go after this? Well, That's a very low quality picture of Paddy the Baddy Pimblet. But they've been throwing shots back and forth. It was supposed to happen. Now I can definitely see it happening because, hey, if Paddy beats Moicano, he's the guy who just beat the guy who, he imagine he comes out and submits Moicano faster than Islam did. That gives the UFC exactly what they wanted. A new Conor. Like, do I think that Paddy's going to beat Moicano? I don't know. I really don't. He had a phenomenal first or last performance against, I think it was Bobby Green, King Green. But I don't know if he beats Moicano, if I'm being honest. But there are another few options for Moicano. The main one being, that's way higher definition. Whoa. Beneil Dariush. I think that they should just rematch Beneil. I know he got called out earlier in the night, but I think Beneil versus Renato Moicano is a great fight. I think it's a winnable fight for Moicano. And I think that that's the fight that should happen. Until, at least I thought that, until I was driving home yesterday, and I thought, you know what? Moicano's kind of a badass. Like, Moicano stepped up to the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world on one day's notice. Was he supposed to be fighting that day anyway? Yes, but he's not fighting the #1 pound-for-pound in the world. He's fighting Beneil Dariush. That's badass. That takes fucking nuts. And there just so happens to be somebody new to the division who's also a badass. Oh, not him. Max Holloway. I think the UFC wants to reward Moicano with something for stepping up, for saving the event. I think they do. And I think that is Max Holloway for the BMF belt. I think so. I really do think that that's the fight that's going to happen. And I think that Max beats him, but I think he gets paid a fuck ton of money. And Moicano wants money. But I think this would be an amazing fight. And then the winner of this can face the winner of Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje. Oh, don't worry, I'm getting a video about that too. Anyway, now moving on to Merab, who's kind of low quality here. Didn't have a low quality win last night. He got worked over for the first 2 rounds, and then he started to smile because he saw Umar gassing. That was one of the craziest sights I've ever seen. Seeing Habib, there's a screenshot, or 2 screenshots, of when Umar was trying to take down Merab from the back, and Merab just stood there with his arms raised and stared at Khabib and shouted at him. That is one of the most, and you can see Khabib like just at a loss, just like with his mouth open, just. And that gives someone so much fucking aura. Speaking of aura, by the way, he's the bantamweight GOAT. I don't want to hear any other fucking, oh, Dominic Cruz. Man, fuck Dominic Cruz. Merab Dvalishvili has one of the craziest resumes I've ever seen and still gets shit on. And he's funny. Fucking, when he was asked what would have happened, I think if he would have lost to Peter Yan, he said, I would have killed myself. That's fucking funny. But no, I love Merab. I think that he's a great fighter, and he gets too much hate. And I think for him next, he has 2 options. We can get Yan versus O'Malley in a 5-rounder. Do not fucking throw Sean O'Malley right back into the title picture, Dana. I know you fucking want to, but don't do that shit because it's just going to be the same thing. We're going to waste 8 months to see Sean get wrestle-fucked. I understand he had an injury at the Sphere, but he needs to evolve. Or he needs to get out of the way because there is a train called Peter Yan coming. And I think Peter Yan is so angry about his loss to Merab that's what's fueling him to get better. The Peter Yan in the Davison Figueiredo fight is the best Peter Yan we've ever seen. He put on a clinic. It was crazy. So, give this fight a 5-rounder main event somewhere, or co-main. #1 title shot. I can't believe O'Malley was ranked 11 when he fought Yan. God damn. But I don't know who wins this. I think that if Suga wins, I don't think he beats Merab. I know a lot of people are like, he has the best chance. I don't think so. I think Yan does. I think Yan has the best chance against Merab in the bantamweight division. because there's someone else who I think has the absolute best chance against Merab, other than like fucking Francis Ngannou, of course. Other than those two, oh, I want this fight so bad. Alexander Pantoja versus Merab Dvalishvili. Imagine, because who's gonna fight Alexander? Who's gonna fight Pantoja? Kaikara of France? I've seen enough of Pantoja's fights. Kaikara of France isn't gonna do fucking shit to Pantoja. Fucking many men. But what are you talking about? And who's gonna do shit to Merab, other than Peter Yan or Sean O'Malley? Who's gonna do shit? Corey Sandhagen? Umar beat that guy by wrestling him. This is the fight to make. And it's the super fight that no one's asking for because it's a lower weight class. But this literally solves all the problems. You can use this time to get a contender at flyweight. You can use this time to get a contender at bantamweight. You can use this time to make another fucking superstar. If Pantoja wins this, he is a superstar. If Merab wins this, he's a superstar. There are no negatives to this. You're not really holding up two divisions because the two divisions don't have a contender set in stone. But moving on to the loser of that night, I better see this fight. Moving on to the loser of that night, Umar Nurmagomedov. You put on a good attempt, Umar, but you got tired, and that always happens because fucking Merab's opponents, they get tired and start fucking flopping like a fish. But what's next for Umar? Who's he gonna fight next? Who could possibly have him or have Khabib in there yelling at him, fucking, "Stay at your base"? No, but who could possibly fight Umar? I think there's one man, and I think he fucks up Umar Nurmagomedov. Davidson Figueiredo, my little goblin. I love him. I want him to be champion so bad. Oh, but he's old. But I think, and I know he just lost to Yan, which is why you're giving Yan the either Sean O'Malley fight or fuck it. If you really want to say fuck it, give him the Merab fight. But this is such a good fight. This is such a technical fight. Don't go down the fucking flyweight, Davidson. Don't do it. You have so much more power here. You knocked down Cheeto. Who else fucking does that to Cheeto? Not to sound like fucking Lucas Tracy saying not to sound like Joe Rogan, but who does that to fucking Cheeto? Who does? Sean O'Malley couldn't even do that. Sean O'Malley has the best chance. He's going to knock out Merab. What about Figgy? Oh, why is it low quality? No, my goat. Jiri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill. Oh, this cured my depression. This saved my life. This made everything okay. All this trauma I've ever had, it went away. When I saw Jiri go into Ultra Instinct like his name was Alex Pereira and hit him with a fucking, I think it was a right hook to sleep him and then just be on top of him and ground and pound the fuck out of him. What is Jiri doing in that hotel room? I saw that. What is that? I'm confused. Anyway, what a fight by Jiri. What a fight by Jamal. Jamal was a warrior in there. He did really well. Shout out to Jamal Hill. Seriously. And I know he's playing a character, and I'm just giving him shit. I like Jamal. I think he's a good person. There are a lot of bad people in MMA. There are a lot of like actual assholes like Conor McGregor, but Jamal Hill's not like that. So, Jiri Prochazka, obviously next he's gonna fight the winner of Pereira Ank, because who else is gonna fight for the title? I know that we've seen Pereira Jiri twice, but one was on short notice, and I know Alex was on short notice too. I don't care, and we could see Ank versus Jiri, which is a great fight, and I think that's a winnable fight for Jiri. But Ank's not winning. Anyway, so probably Alex 3. I want to see it. I think if Jiri continues to improve and continue to train like he has been training, because he looked way better in this fight. He looked like a Jiri I'd never seen before in this fight. Did he have his head down or hands down and his head out on the fucking on a silver platter for Jamal Hill? Yes, but you know that's just how it is. Anyway, Jamal Hill. I'm sorry. I know I was just giving you props, but it's funny. Okay, it's funny. You'd beat my ass, I know. Anyway, Jamal Hill, great performance against Jiri. He just lost, unfortunately. He started out amazing. I thought Jiri was gonna get put down in round 1. I was kind of shitting myself, but what's next for Jamal? He's lost 2 in a row. He's still a big name, but he's, it's Jamal Hill. He's always gonna be a big name. But I'm sorry, Jamal. They tried to do it to you before. It didn't work out, but it's gonna work out this time. It's time for you to be fed to the new generation of Khalil Roundtree. Khalil is so good, dude. Khalil beats Jamal Hill. Khalil beats the brakes off this fucking guy. But I want to see this fight. This would be an amazing fucking fight. I pray for Jamal Hill's safety. Yeah. This would be an amazing fight. Anyway, moving on. Jensen Almeida. I forgot how to say his fucking first name. Fuck it. We're going to keep these two short because it was a short fight. He should fight Gone. He should fight Gone next. Like, that's just how it is. He called him out. That's a very winnable fight for him. Jaden Almeida. That's probably wrong. But it's a great fight for him. Winnable fight for him. I think he does him is about how Jones did Gone. But, yeah. Great fight. Great call out. Maybe he'll get a Curtis Blades rematch, too. Spivak. This guy looks like fucking a God of War character. But fat. No, I'm kidding. He's a you didn't see that. He's a he's a blob. Speaking of blobs, he should fight Tai Tuivasa. He should fight Bam Bam in the Apex. Fuck it. Fuck it. Who cares, right? Fuck it. Give him Bam Bam in the Apex. Anyway, RDR. Amazing performance against Kevin Holland. Exactly how I said it would happen. He knocks out, or he doesn't knock out. He submits Kevin Holland in the first round. Kevin Holland just doesn't give a fuck about anything. I don't know why we keep Kevin Holland around. But I have 2 perfect fights for him, bro. And 2 just fights that because I think they're trying to fast track him to the title. Because as you can see, he's like, in my opinion, he's Dricus Nurmagomedov. Like, he is the wrestling version of Dricus. And I think him versus Dricus would be a fucking Looney Tunes ass, Tom and Jerry ass fucking fight. Fucking every punch you hear a Looney Tunes boom, like a fucking sound effect. I think, and they're gonna fast track him like they did Alex, so we'll see. But great performance. And up next, I want to see him against either Paulo Costa, which I think is a very winnable fight for him, a very good fight for him. It'll put his name on the map more, I feel like. And, I see a lot of people being like, oh, give him Benoit, or whoever the fuck. It's not Benoit. Benoit is a totally different weight class. But I see, like, them saying, like, don't give him a ranked opponent. Like, don't do this, don't do that. Why not? Who does that to Kevin Holland? Khamzat Chimaev does that to Kevin Holland. Nobody else. So give him Paulo Costa, or if you don't want to give him a ranked fighter, and you want an amazing fight and something that will build a superstar out of whoever wins this, give him Bo Nickel. Fuck it. Bo Nickel versus Rainer de Ritter is an amazing fight. It is. I think I want to see the wrestling. I want to see what happens when Bo Nickel fights as good of a wrestler as RDR. I want to see who wins this. So fuck it. Let's run it. Let's run it. For a ranking spot. Why not? Fuck it. Bo's gonna be on this podcast. Fucking, I'm gonna eat some berries and then I'm gonna go kill RDR. Kevin Holland, the guy who could not give less of a fuck. Kevin Holland, it's time you are punished for how you treat the fight game. It's time you are punished for how you treated Rampage Jackson. So, for your next fight, Kevin, you're going to go against Joe Pyfer. Now I know what you're thinking. Borderland. Joe Pyfer kind of sucks. Yes. But Kevin Holland does too. And I could see a world in which Joe Pyfer busts this dude's fucking jaw. So, fuck it. Let's see what happens. It's a big fight for both of them. Joe Pyfer's a pretty big name if you're pretty into MMA. And yeah, I want to see that. So, moving on. Oh yeah, the bonus. Peyton Talbot. You fucking fraud. He got drowned by a geriatric old man. And fraud checked in the grappling. So, you know, I think for one, he needs to fight Frank Ocean. I don't know what he did, but Frank Ocean did something. And two, he needs to fight the man who took all his aura. I'm not talking about a rematch against Barcelos. I'm talking about his barber. He needs to go at his barber and get him with a fucking spinning elbow or something. Flying knee. Because what the fuck? Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Islam Makhachev, pound for pound #1, possibly the GOAT, and definitely the GOAT lightweight. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm going to have a few more videos coming out this week about everything that's going on, all the stuff that happened at 311, all the stuff that was announced, like Alex Pereira versus Magomed, and Justin Gaethje versus fucking Dan Hooker. Oh my god. But, yeah. Hope you guys have a good night, good day. Stay safe wherever you are, and